Hello guys, and welcome to my first Halo 4 commentary. This is going to be more of a first thoughts, issues that have come up already that I think will carry on throughout Halo 4's time and that will get worse over time as well. And what I like about the game and what I think needs to be built upon as well to make the game play a bit better, a lot better. It depends, I'm not sure because I've not tested it, but hopefully you learned a few things from this commentary. Maybe you can put forth some of your opinions as well, because it'd be nice to get some opinions together and see what people think of the game overall and see if anyone agrees with some of my issues or whether I'm just being an idiot with them. So I'm going to go over the issues I'm having. The first issue is active camo. Personally, I think it should have stayed in reach as an armor ability. It shouldn't have been brought forward as an armor ability. But I do not want to lose active camo. I think it worked absolutely amazing as a pickup and it should have stayed that way. But Halo 4, you don't really get pickups as such anymore. So let's use the new system. We'll bring it in with ordnance. You've got speed boost, damage boost, overshield, and you could add camo to that list very easily. It would mean it would appear a lot less in games. Maybe people will be less likely to select it over other things, but there'll still be people willing to use it because it gives you that great stealth advantage over enemies. You'll be able to sneak into bases and stuff like that. So it'll still be very useful. This of course will be the good camo, the camo that camouflages you really well. It won't be the crap one where you move and you appear slightly. None of that. It'll be proper full camo that you can use properly in stealth situations. The issue though that I have with it, the way it is that everyone can have it off spawn. Everyone could be camoed if they want. Everyone can crouch in a corner with their bolt shot, charge up the bolt shot, get their mini shotgun, absolutely wreck house with that. Or they can sit in the base on Ragnarok and just snipe you from across the map without you even knowing he was there, because he just sat there fully camoed and you won't know he's there until he's shot you. So you either hope he misses or hope he didn't get the headshot. That's the only two things you can do in that situation. Of course you can call out the guy so your team might be able to shoot him while he's uncamoed, but most of the time they're just going to drop back and wait for their shields to get back up and their camo to come back up and then do the exact same thing just in a slightly different location. And I think it's a horrible way to play. That's why it needs to be either nerfed or removed and put in ordnance instead. Now with the bolt shot, I mentioned just that a lot of people are crouching in corners or in small rooms or close quarters areas at the moment, just waiting for someone to go by, then just bolt shotting them or something like that, bolt shot meleeing, because it's pretty much a super mauler. If you remember Halo 3's mauler in MLG and Guardian, that thing would one hit at a pretty close range. Well, this, from what I can remember, has double the range of that. It will one hit from further away. It is basically a mini shotgun that you can spawn with. That just doesn't sound right to me, especially when you can use it in this combination, this overpowered combination. And I believe it either needs to be nerfed so that no shields an enemy instead of being able to one hit, or its one hit range is drastically reduced. I mean massively reduced, because at the moment it can do it from not far obviously, but outside of melee range it can be done, which is pretty bad in my opinion. Of course, to counter this you would have to either up the normal bullet damage so it didn't take an entire clip just to no shield someone, or something along those lines anyway, to try and just balance it out, because you're removing the one shot ability. You need to balance out its normal pistol capabilities with that, so you'd have to buff those. Now my second kind of issue, really third issue really, plasma grenades. You start off with one pulse grenade, and that's pretty weak. They're incredibly easy to avoid and see coming, and you know it's there. The only way you catch someone out with these is if they're already weak to kill them. That's the only way I get killed with these grenades. Otherwise it's just a bit of their shield off because they've ran through it or something like that. Plasma grenades, a lot more powerful, a lot more spammable, and you spawn with 2 of them. It's absolutely horrible that this has happened in my opinion. As a person who absolutely loves vehicles, loves big team, it is an absolutely horrible decision to allow people to have 2 of these. My first example is going to be more vehicle related, but I do have another example that can show that it also needs to be done in normal gameplay, normal Slayer situations, whatever. The vehicle situation is pretty much this: you'll drive by someone or near someone, they'll spam both their nades at you. Most of the time one will hit and that vehicle is pretty much screwed. All it takes after that is a bit of fire and that's it, they're gone. That vehicle is dead. Vehicles really need to be more durable to survive more plasma grenades, now especially since you spawn with them, since you get 2 of them, since 2 can take out pretty much every single light vehicle there is. The second kind of vehicle problem as well is people jetpacking and spamming stickies. Now if you're in a tank, jetpacks are already hard to hit. Now the Scorpion has a lot more drop on it in its fire, it's a lot harder to hit jetpackers. And all these people will do now is just jetpack into the sky and rain stickies on you. I was on a game of Exile where 3 guys used this tactic on me, and I got 1 kill in the tank by the time they finished me off because I had 6 stickies land on me because I was trying to move away. Tank's already pretty slow, so it's not exactly a hard target to hit. Of course these guys were gunned down by my team, but it was already too late because of how many stickies they were able to put out in such a short amount of time. It's absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. And the situation in Slayer game types, especially Regicide, all I had was 2 guys the entire game running up to me and trying to stick me when I was king. They were just running, sticking over and over and over, ploughing the area near me with stickies every single time they spawned. It was absolutely horrible. I got stuck about 6 times in one game because these guys would just be crouching, waiting for me to go nearby and spamming stickies at me. It absolutely ruined that game for me. I've not quit a game yet, but that brought me incredibly close. Plasma pistol. Now, my problem isn't Spartan v Spartan. I don't mind the ability to charge it up and get someone no shields. I barely see anyone doing it. It's been pretty nerfed anyway. It doesn't have a massive lock on anymore. However, against vehicles, it is incredibly easy to use, incredibly easy to EMP a vehicle, and then once again you just get people spamming stickies at you. That is a favourite combination in big team for people who don't like vehicles. They'll plasma pistol you to EMP you and then just spam you with stickies because you're an easy target to hit. The problem isn't that there isn't a counter to the EMP. There is no counter to it. Oh, I also forgot to mention my solution for plasma grenades, sorry. What needs to be done there? Reduce to 1. That's it. Simple as. Every playlist, reduce to 1. Simple. That's the solution for me. That's what I believe would work. That would mean less spam and less use overall of these pretty overpowered grenades. Back onto plasma pistols, sorry about that. We need a counter to the EMP for vehicle people, and I believe it also, because you need to get like 1,000 kills with this for one of the commendations to unlock some armor. I believe the plasma pistol needs a bit of a buff in damaging an unshielded opponent. It needs to be a bit faster on the kill. But the EMP effect, we need a counter. There needs to be a counter. I think Operator, from what I know, it only reduces the effect, so it's shortened. But you're still going to be a non-moving opponent to another player. You've just been EMP'd. It's still there. You're still not moving, even if it is for a shorter duration. But by that time, the stick is probably already landed on you anyway. That or someone's already shot the crap out of you or boarded you by that time anyway, so having the EMP effect happen is incredibly annoying for any vehicle user, which is why I feel that Operator needs to completely counter it. It doesn't need to reduce the effect, it needs to completely counter the EMP effect. Now, especially with people calling in ordnance everywhere, there's always someone with a sniper ready to take out vehicles, any type of sniper, or the incineration cannon, or the rockets, or even the sticky detonator. The sticky detonator not so much of a problem because it's a bit hard to use, especially against a fast moving target. But overall I feel that some sort of counter needs to be brought in to help vehicles with the EMP effect, especially now that they are so incredibly easy to destroy and very low durability vehicles, just like in Reach, which is another thing I'm sad to see. But we can improve on this. We've got ideas that can bring in better vehicle gameplay, especially in big team where that environment was practically created for the vehicle use. And that's pretty much on the rant side of things. That's all I'm gonna say about that. On to the good things. Campaign, absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed it. I went straight in solo legendary for the first time ever on a Halo game, and I absolutely enjoyed myself. I loved it. Absolutely fantastic work there, 343. I love the campaign. I was able to follow it nicely. I got the story. The terminals were an absolutely amazing addition, giving us some background on why the Didact was there, what he'd done, and why he had such hatred for humans. I'm glad you gave that insight to us. And it's nice to see Spartan Ops as well, carrying it on slightly. You're there on Requiem, learning the planet, seeing what's about, trying to take positions from the Covenant. It's a nice little follow-on from what you did in the campaign. It's always nice to see stuff like that. A lot of people have been calling it like a Modern Warfare 2's 3 Spec Ops kind of rip-off, if you will, but I completely disagree with that. This has a story to it. It's not just a mindless little mission mode. You actually are going somewhere with this. So people who say it's a Spec Ops rip-off, I completely disagree. Also, it's a much better alternative than Firefight was to being able to slaughter mindless enemies pretty much, because there's a story behind it. You're doing something, you're accomplishing something at the end. It's not just mindless slaughter. If you want that, go play a zombies game. But overall, yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on Halo 4 so far. I'd hope some of these issues get worked on and we see something about it. I've made a thread on Waypoint, which I will also link in the description if you didn't understand me or didn't get some things. Hopefully my typed words will explain stuff better than I did. And hopefully we see some improvement in the game and we see some new features coming as well. I want to do another video on Forge at another time because there are some things about that that are a bit iffy as well. But that's it for now, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching as well. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please, if you disagree or agree with anything, do say so. Let me know what you think about Halo 4 overall. See you guys.